Hi, so today we will be discussing this question on Leetcode. This is the second question on graph that we'll be solving, and this question basically checks that whether a graph is bipartite or not. So, what is a bipartite graph? Graph is a bipartite graph if the nodes can be partitioned into two independent sets, that is, there will be no common edge between um, a particular set, that a set A will have a set of vertices and set B will have a set of vertices, and they will be connected via edges, both the sets, but in between these two sets there will be no edges. So that graph is called a bipartite graph. Also, if we dig deep more, so we will be seeing that if a graph has no odd length cycle, so for example, this graph has an odd length cycle of length 3, so this graph is definitely not a bipartite graph. Also, if you check this example, this graph has no odd length cycle, so hence this graph is a bipartite graph. Also, there is one more trick, like if a graph is two colorable, uh, that means the chromatic number of the graph is 2, then, and not more than 2, then the graph is bipartite. So like if it's two colorable. So like let's see how to solve this problem. This problem will be another DFS problem. We are presently doing all the DFS problems, then we will be doing the BFS problems, and finally we'll be trying to solve few problems in disjoint sets. So let's proceed with the code. I'll be explaining this accordingly, and again this code will be done in Java. So let's get started. So let's take this graph length first, and as an input the number of vertices we'll be getting here, and we will be taking initially all the color of the vertices as -1. So we will be coloring all the vertices with -1 first. So we will be running a loop in this color array, and we will be initializing it to -1 like this. So, and we'll be checking that if any possibility is there, like if a graph is colored, we will be choosing two colors. For example, in this code I will be choosing two colors, 0 and 1. So if the graph can be colored by the color 0, then its adjacent nodes needs to be colored by 1. If that is not possible, then the graph is definitely not bipartite. So let's see the logic of this code. So again we will be running a loop here, and we'll be traversing this entire set for the unvisited graphs, obviously. So if color of I equals to -1, so which means that if this is unvisited, we will be doing DFS in that particular graph. So what are the parameters we'll be giving in the DFS? So as usual, the node, the color of the node. In this case I will be trying to color the node with color 0, and we will be definitely passing the color array. In this case you can say it as a visited array, and also the graph. Now if it's not possible to color by color 0, then if it returns false, then we will be returning false. Else here in this case we will be returning true. This is the body, and now let's see what this returns. So the graph, we will be doing the DFS, and the DFS like this, and we will be taking a color and the color array and the graph itself. cool. And the DFS is pretty much similar in every problem, and the more problems we solve in this set, the more it will be clear. So pattern is same with minor changes. So first we will be coloring the node with color that is 0, and now the next step will be to traverse the adjacent node as done in DFS. So if this adjacent node is not traversed, so guys, please remember that always check this thing, that if it's not traversed, then definitely traverse it first. And we will be remembering that since we have colored it with 0, we will be trying to color it with -1, right? I mean 1, sorry. So 1, that's the next color we are trying to color the adjacent nodes of 0. So if that is possible, then it's fine, but if it's not possible, then return false. Else if the color is not -1, then what can be the possible color? So the possible color will be the color itself. Then also we need to return false, because adjacent node is not rightly colored, and that won't be a proper solution to this. So in either case we will be returning true. So let's see. Okay, I got some compilation error in line 6. Okay, so got a dot. Let's see if this works or not. Probably some more compilation error here, and another compilation error I can see in line 18 as well. Probably I messed up in this parameter, right? Okay, so it's giving wrong answer. So for one case it's giving wrong answer, so I need to debug this, like what's wrong. Let's start from scratch, like I0, so we are initially coloring it with -1. If I less than n, if color is -1, then we will be doing DFS on the color graph. If color in color node, initially with the color graph node, if color is equals to -1, then DFS of the supposed to false, then return false. Okay, I got it now. So basically there is an error here that if color is equal to -1, this will be under one part, and next we will be checking under this if. So I have kept it part in this side. So yeah, this will definitely work now. Okay, so that's it, that's the code. So time complexity will be again order v plus e, as we discuss in the graph problems, and this is a pretty simple problem, and like it can be easily asked in the interviews. So mostly like from each topics, if you remember around 25 to 30 problems, then that's enough for sitting around the interview. And about, if you have around 7-8 concepts, so like around 200 to 50 problems if you remember, then definitely you can crack any DSA series. So Yeah, so that's it, that's the video. I hope you guys liked it. Do give an upvote, and if you have any feedback, do provide in the comment section as well. Thank you guys, bye.